just saying, God has done some wonderful things in my life. A lot of people always ask me on show, man, how'd you come to know the Lord? Or how'd the Lord snatch you up, better yet? How he chose me, because I sure wasn't looking for him. Let me go ahead and explain to you how our marvelous meeting occurred. Check it out.
Hi, my name is Haku and I'm 15 years old. Growing up for me, it was kind of hard because I grew up in a broken family, and my dad and my mom, they divorced when I was 4 years old, and I was like a daddy's little girl, and I didn't, like, living with mom was different, and I remember like having, you know, like I was really heartbroken when my dad left, and I would have like tantrums, and I would just be so angry all the time. I remember having to go to, my mom had to send me to a therapy kind of thing because I was just so overwhelmed at what happened, and then living with my mom and her getting a new boyfriend in the house was another thing that just added to my anger, I guess. Her new boyfriend, John, you know, you guys know John, and he was cracked out on, you know, drugs, and he would steal our money, and I remember the environment in my house was just so, it was scary. I remember like my mom and John, they would always get into like these big fights, and I remember one time me and my sister were so scared. We went into my room, we closed my door, we locked it, and we pushed my dresser in front of my door so that they wouldn't come in my room. And I remember I had my phone out, and I had 911 ready in my phone because I was so scared. I could hear them pounding on the walls, and them yelling, and you know, it was really scary. And I remember me and my sister just together, we were huddled together and we were crying, and I just remember having that feeling of being so scared. And like I had such a strong hate for him, and I hated being in my house, and traumatizing that kind of stuff. But one night, I remember John, he was drifting outside because he was angry, and a VO, they were walking and they were evangelizing, and the guy Jose, he started ministering to him and telling him about God, and you know, they were telling him about Victory Outreach and how he could change his life. And eventually we started going, and when the church was held at Koyolani, and when we were there, I didn't really care. I was in the kids gang. I was 12, but I was in the kids gang, and I didn't care about church or anything. I mean, but then we stopped going for a little while, and then we ended up coming back like a couple years later. And then when I was 14, that was my second time coming back into Victory Outreach, and you know, I was still like not caring. I still didn't like the idea of church. And my first gang service that I ever went to, and I remember that altar call that night, I went up and I felt, you know, I felt good. Like I felt like a peace, and I wasn't angry. I wasn't, you know, hating the world and hating my life. I felt like all of that stuff was just lifted, and at the time I didn't know, but I felt like that was God. He touched me and he saved me, and he told me, don't worry about that, you know. He could change me, he could change my life, he could change my family. And now my whole family is serving God, my household. You know, John, he's different, and God restored my relationship with him, and now like I'm not afraid to say I love him, and you know, I love my family, and I love the life that we're living now, and God just restored us. And now I participate in the sounds ministry. Almost every Tuesday I do the sounds, and I love that ministry. And you know, I oversee our gang store that we have on Tuesday nights, and I try to participate in every event that we have, and I just love being a member of this church, and I love God, and I love just what he's doing in my life. And you know, I know that he called me to do something great, and I just can't wait for him to reveal it to me. And you know, but once again, I'm Haku, I'm 15 years old, and I am a gang girl. and this is my testimony.